First off, I'd like to start off by saying happy Thanksgiving to the United States folks that might be watching my video. For anybody else, it's just another day, so I'm just not going to go ahead and carry on with that too long. But I do have that 15-minute-ish game that I was talking about. I tried to speed it up a little bit overall, because in reality, it's kind of after-turny, if you know what I'm talking about. But this is a team that Cat made, and he had a lot of luck using it, and I really didn't, and I could not for the longest time fucking tell why. And it's just like the fucking drunken fist. Like, when you see someone else do it, it's fucking amazing, but when you try it yourself, it doesn't work out at all. But this game actually kind of worked out a little, so we're just gonna go ahead and jump right into it. But he's gonna lead off with his Landorus, Neandrous, Cat thingy. I am running max HP, max speed, according to what he told me to run. So I'm actually going to go ahead and burn it as it sets up a sub, which is very nice. If I missed the Will-O-Wisp, that probably would have been bad times. But because it is burned, its attack set is halved, which means I can actually go ahead and set up the Reflect, and I do have the free turn to do so, barring any crits or anything like that. But even still, wouldn't be able to one-shot me with anything at full HP. He gets up the Stealth Rocks. I don't mind it too much because I do have a Fortress on this team. But you'll see the gimmick behind this team probably in the last couple turns of the game, which is really unfortunate that I couldn't get it going sooner. But hey, so for now he's gonna send in his Politoed. I don't really want to say that this is a weather war, because this team doesn't really rely on my weather to win. But it does bring weather, so it doesn't have trouble with other weathers, if that makes sense. It's just kind of like, yeah, I'm bringing weather just to stop other people's teams from benefiting from their weather, unless it happens to be sun, in which case it's just kind of whatever. But I got both of my screens up. I don't need to stay in on this thing at all, so I'm gonna go into my Blissey. I don't know why he decided not to use a Chansey with Eviolite. I guess just because I don't need a Wish Pass on this team at all, and it's just kind of like, you know what, we'll set up the Stealth Rocks, and then we'll just this thing has Stealth Rocks, T-Wave, Soft Boiled, and then it's got another fourth move that I'm going to reveal at a future time. But he brings in Terrakion. I suppose he makes a little bit of an over prediction. I mean, Stone Edge would do a reasonable amount, I guess, but I'm at full HP. And his reason for going for Stone Edge is because I do have a Mew, and yeah, he doesn't really want to end up going with that. So, does not close combat. As a result, I T-Wave it. I don't know if it's Scarfed or not. This is a physically defensive Fortress, I believe, so I'm not really too familiar with damage outputs. But that Stone Edge really doesn't do a whole hell of a lot at all, so I'm thinking that thing might be Choice Scarf. So, gonna go into this. I do get the free turn to set up a layer of spikes. This is my Spiker and my Rapid Spinner. I don't think I'm running Toxic Spikes because you really don't need to. And I probably should have Rapid Spun away the rocks right here as opposed to setting up a layer of hazards. But I guess my priority was to get my hazards on the field quicker, because he didn't really have a spinner that I was really paying attention to. Or maybe he did. No, probably. I don't think this is the game where the other person had a spinner. But I go into Blissey because I don't want to take a flamethrower. Even though it's in the rain, it's still ×4 effective before the rain damper, and I'm at like half HP. I'm not specially defensive, and I don't remember. I think he got the spec attack boost anyway, so there's really no reason for me to stay in, especially because I do still want to set up some more hazards. But I do have the screens up still, I just noticed that, but still really don't want to stay in whatsoever. So I'm going to stay in with Blissey, despite the fact that my Reflect wore off, because I still think he's going to overpredict. He's going to think that I'm going to go for the, that I'm going to want to switch out. So that's why I stay in purposely with this thing and try to recover everything off. He does a lot of fucking damage with the Stone Edge, which I really wasn't expecting. But I guess that's because I had the Reflect up earlier and I wasn't really paying too much attention to it. But now that the Reflect's off, I'm noticing that okay, so that statement earlier that I said with, the Terrakion being Scarfed, he's probably not Scarfed because I had the Reflect up, so he's probably Banded now that I think about it. Which is even better that I got it paralyzed. I'm more scared of Banded Terrakion than I am of Scarfed Terrakion. So, hey. But he decides to switch out to Genesect as I reveal the fourth fucking move on this Blissey. This Blissey is actually designed to speed creep on Scizor, and it outspeeds regular variants, just regular standard choice banded variants by 1 point, and take them out with the flamethrower if it's in the sun. Unfortunately, the rain is up, so I was not able to get the drop on this Genesect as I would like to. Still has the same desired effect because it is ×4 super effective, but hey. If the sun was up, that would have been a notable kill. So, I'm going to go back into his Terrakion, I believe. actually, I think he U-turned on that. So just going to go ahead and soft-boiled on the U-turn, knowing that he really can't take me out from that range of HP. I assumed, just because... whatever, I really don't know. This game, like I mentioned, is really after turny, so if you're paying attention, great, because I kind of get lost myself sometimes just watching this thing. But I'm going to my Mew right now because I'm pretty fucking sure that after going for Stone Edge twice on Blissey, he's definitely going to want to go for the close combat, because I've been baiting him and tugging him around enough. And I get it right on this one that he does end up going for the close combat as I go into my Mew, which is going to give me a free turn to set up a screen of choice. I probably should have set up the light screen. I don't remember if I did, but him assuming that I was going to go for the reflect on the Terrakion, you should definitely set up the opposite screen if it's a choice poke. I don't really know what I was thinking there. But he sends in Big Bird, and this is the tactical weather change of the game, because now he goes from having 100% accurate Hurricanes to 50% accurate Hurricanes. And let me tell you about that huge accuracy drop mattering, because he misses this one. I really don't think it would have mattered if he did hit it in the first place, because his Ninetales is specially defensive. The best response he would probably have to it is maybe a Focus Blast if he had it, because he's got some other shit. I don't remember what all is on his set, but 50% Hurricanes, not much of a reason for him to stay in. So I'm going to go for a sub, banking on the fact that he's probably going to end up missing, or he's going to switch out. One of those happens, and I get my sub up as the Terrakion comes back in, goes for a quick attack. This Ninetales is interesting. I used it a couple times. I think I tried this team out on Tony, and he realized what this Ninetales was at the last second while I had a while he had a certain poke out. But this is a sub-disabled Ninetales, which actually lets me get a sub up. He did get paralyzed, and that one would have broken the sub, but to be honest, I really don't give two shits at this point, because he's going to go into his Politoed. I could have just switched out if I didn't have a sub, but because I did have a sub, I was like, you know what, I'm just going to fucking stay in and go for it. But because he's disabled and he's choiced, if he stays in and attacks, he will struggle and do 25% to himself. So I am predicting a switch, not really knowing to what. If he wanted to go to Landers to prevent something else from being burned, that would have been good too. But he goes in just to change the weather. That's cool too. Now, I don't know that this Politoed is scarfed at this point, because this Ninetales is just really fucking slow, but I probably should have suspected it, just knowing that I'm not running a beneficial speed nature, that kind of stuff, Politoed being very naturally slower, so just completely ignore everything I said in the past 30 seconds. That's a Scarf Politoed, so that's the thing. But he's going to go into his Landorus, and I don't remember what I went for. I think I went for the Disable, just in that moment realizing that he was probably choiced as well. So, gonna get some lefties, get some burn damage. Like I said, there's a lot of after turn effects. I was really tempted to just speed a really good portion of this game up, but then I wouldn't be able to talk about the plays, even though they're just, I don't want to say they're straightforward, but I don't know, they're just distracting. So, going into my Fortress, just because I can take a Burn Landorus' Earthquake, no fucking problem whatsoever, and get another layer of hazards set up as well. But if you're familiar with some of the, there's some peculiar pokes on this team, and these pokes have one thing in common with each other. This Fortress actually is carrying Gravity, which I do not go for right here. I was very, very tempted to, but I end up just getting the Rapid Spin kill on Terrakion, which is just as impressive, but do get to blow away the Stealth Rocks. As much as I really did want to go for the Gravity, which would increase the accuracy of all the moves on the field by I think like 2, I think it lowers the evasion of everything by like 2 stages, or increases the accuracy, some random shit like that. But I'm kind of glad that I didn't, because I get to go into my Ninetales and just do that Hurricane thing again. It ends up missing again because he's down to 50% accuracy, and now I can switch it in without taking any Stealth Rocks damage. So I guess that was the better of the two plays, but I really did want to show off that mechanic sooner. So I'm gonna go back into my Fortress, actually predicting the U-turn, thinking that he's not going to want to stay in, or just predicting the switch in general, not necessarily the U-turn, but hey. So he U-turns out into his Politoed, and that's okay with me too. So I'm not going to stay in, very obviously, so I'm just actually going to make a hard switch out to Blissey, I believe, on this turn, as he ends up going for the Hydro Pump. I think he misses not once, but twice on Hydro Pump, which I really feel like it really doesn't matter too much in the long run, because I mean, he is in the rain, and it is Hydro Pump, But this is a fucking Blissey, and honestly, if Blissey ended up dying, he would have ended up dying to burn damage anyway. But instead, I actually get a flamethrower kill from Blissey on Politoed in the rain to win the Weather War. Can I get like a small achievement for that? I don't know if there's medals in games. That would be kind of cool. But he's gonna go into his Jirachi at this point. The instant I switch in Ninetales, I do win the Weather War that I wasn't even trying to win. But so I'm just gonna fucking do that anyway. It just cripples his Tornadus, and it's actually gonna help out one of the other pokes that I have lying in, you know, the back of my party that I haven't revealed it. But if you remember the team preview, it's back there, and it really does help it out. So his Jirachi is gonna go for the Iron Head. Someone in the stream was mentioning that he's probably Thunder and Iron Head because that is a nice rain build just to get the paralysis and stuff like that. But I'm gonna go out into my Fortress, not really knowing what to expect. He ends up going out into his Genesect, and that's not really a very good switch for me. But it turns out that thanks to the Stealth Rocks and the 2 layers of spikes, he's just gonna end up dying to it. So maybe he was expecting he would live it, but I just get lefties, and it kind of works out a little better. Now here I stayed in because this Tornadus is on a rain team. I did not expect it to have Heat Wave because it was on a fucking rain team. And what does it do? It goes for Heat Wave and it takes out my Fortress. And I'm just sitting there like, shit, why are you not running Super Power or Focus Blast or like a hidden power? I had no fucking idea. But he takes out my Fortress, and just to add more salt to the wound, he gets a crit on this U-turn. Definitely mattered, I believe, at that range. I'm at like half HP on a Mew. The thing has like base 100 defense is stock. I don't have anything invested, but I'm pretty sure it wouldn't have been able to take me out like that. So, kind of sucks, but I do get into, I get to go into the one of the other 2 things that I haven't revealed up until this point, which is my my own cat Landorus Neanderus things, the Blig guns, and I'm actually going to go for the Gravity right now, which is kind of interesting because it does lose its flying type, but when you go for the Rock Polish on this thing and you have Edgequake going, it means that your Stone Edges will never miss. And I think I ended up going for, what did I go for? I went for the Gravity on that turn as you turned out. Now, I didn't actually think he was going to be able to take me out with a Hurricane stock because I'm at 300 HP. Which is why I decided to Rock Polish on this turn. He does get a crit. I'm not sure whether or not it mattered because I'm not familiar with Landorus' defenses in the Therian form. And I really kind of feel like it did to an extent. But this is the other poke I had tucked in the back of my pocket. Since the sun is up and the gravity is up, these Fire Blasts are coming from a Scarf Chandelure in the sun. And thanks to the gravity, it's not going to miss any of these targets, any of these remaining targets at all. So I get to go for another Fire Blast. Spoilers, it takes out the Jirachi as well. And I believe his last one is his cat Landorus, which is burned as well. So I'm just going to be able to go for a Fire Blast and take this thing out. And god damn it, gravity is a cool mechanic. Nobody uses it. But if you actually get the opportunity to, / get the motivation to, maybe after this video, there's only a handful of pokes that get it, but it's really interesting. And I definitely recommend just giving it a look-see on like PO or whatever if you get the time, because I really enjoyed this match, and I hope you guys did too, because you more than likely haven't seen a match with gravity in it. So there's that. If you enjoyed it though, you're welcome to leave a like, rating, comment, subscribe, and do your thing. Holy shit, this is a 13-minute video. Well, I'm thankful this Thanksgiving for the fact that you guys actually made it to the end of this video to hear this, as well as the other videos on my channel that you've watched. That kind of shit, I'm not going to get too sappy. I'm just going to go let you enjoy your turkey day. For anybody else, just have a nice day. Fuck it, whatever. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.